I would start with my mission. Yeah, this is very, very important to me, and and a lot of people are joining this mission. My my mission is heal India, one healer every home.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is the mission that we have, and we have been creating a team. And there are a lot of people. Every Monday, I'm creating some one webinar on healing
Okay.
and touching upon different areas of life, and also such that people can learn these techniques. Yeah, such that, and they also find a kind of shift happening in their lives. So that is what is the intention, and with that we have started this uh, one healer every home heal India mission. So that is one big vision that I have, and in this year I have taken touching upon 25,000 people
Wow. That
with
is quite
this.
a
Yeah,
lofty goal. Yes.
so every week we have this webinar, and a lot of people keep joining. And the most beautiful part is that people are actually sharing that the link and the knowledge to others. They want others to join in. So that is very inspiring to see that people are getting interested, because people want this. Yeah, people want to know healing. And when I am talking about healing, I'm actually talking about what really happened and how it can be changed. And you don't have to get dependent on medicines and all that. Yeah, you can heal yourself just by being in touch with the body.
Welcome everyone to another powerful episode of the Kinzugi Warrior of Life series. Today with me, I have Dr. Rajiv Naidu. He specializes in somatic therapy. He also does EFT, transaction analysis, and a lot of other deep work with his clients. Uh, Without taking more of your time, I would like to invite Dr. Rajiv to tell us a little bit about himself and his mighty vision. I know he's been doing so much amazingly fabulous work with so many people. Uh, so, Dr. Rajiv, please share with us your mission and where it all started.
So first of all, a big thanks for inviting me here. Yeah, I'm really glad. And secondly, uh, uh, it feels good to share this. And when you talked about the vision, I would start with my mission. Yeah, this is very, very important to me, and and a lot of people are joining this mission. My my mission is heal India, one healer every home.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is the mission that we have, and we have been creating a team. And there are a lot of people. Every Monday, I'm creating some one webinar on healing
Okay.
and touching upon different areas of life, and also such that people can learn these techniques. Yeah, such that, and they also find a kind of shift happening in their lives. So that is what is the intention, and with that we have started this uh, one healer every home heal India mission. So that is one big vision that I have, and in this year I have taken touching upon 25,000 people
Wow. That
with
is quite
this.
a
Yeah,
lofty goal. Yes.
so every week we have this webinar, and a lot of people keep joining. And the most beautiful part is that people are actually sharing that the link and the knowledge to others. They want others to join in. So that is very inspiring to see that people are getting interested, because people want this. Yeah, people want to know healing. And when I am talking about healing, I'm actually talking about what really happened and how it can be changed. And you don't have to get dependent on medicines and all that. Yeah, you can heal yourself just by being in touch with the body. So just going back, like why this inspires me so much. So this is, I'm a doctor by profession. I'm a homeopathic doctor, and when I was in the college only, I went more to take homeopathic medicines from my teacher, one of my teachers, and at that time he said that I had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and he looked at it and he said, "Okay, this cannot be cured. You'll have to live with it lifelong." And this was somewhere in 90s, 1990s or so, 90. I got out of the college and 95, and 2000 2001 I attended a workshop on a diploma on 1 year diploma on counseling and health psychology. And
Okay.
this was one of the most beautiful teachers I could ever meet. That was Father Berkey.
Okay.
We had our own tussle with each other. But somewhere down the line in 6 months, I had this voice in my head saying that you got to do more than what you're doing already. And I was like surprised, like, why this voice in my head? And I'm sitting in the class, I still remember. I'm sitting in the class, first row, whatever said and done, and I'm not so good at what is being taught because I cannot understand what this guy is teaching. But then I am getting a voice in my head saying that you got to do more than what you're doing. And I didn't know that it's going to be a complete shift in the trajectory of my life it's going to create. 2001, I get out of that, get the diploma, I'm out, and suddenly I start getting losing interest in what I'm doing already. And I'm wondering because I would, apart from my studies, apart from my clinic timing of 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, I come home and study for 4, 5 hours every day. And I'm wondering suddenly why I'm losing this interest. And I'm getting interested in something which I don't even know about. And that is where the whole problem starts. I
The
have a
problem starts.
problem starts. My wife is there, my kid is there, my newborn is 1 year, 2 years, kid is there, and I'm losing interest in my career. That is where the problem is because I
Okay.
don't have another source of income.
Hmm. Sure.
And somewhere in 1 or 2 years, I started getting this anxiety packs. I would be sleeping and suddenly I would get, I don't know what's happening, and I would wake up within 2 hours, and I would sit there for 2 hours not knowing what to do. And it's just one room and I don't want my wife to hear, and I'm sobbing, I'm crying, and I don't even know why I'm crying, but I'm just crying because it's feeling hollow inside my chest.
Hmm.
And I don't want her to hear because we just had one room for ourselves, all three of us. So, and this went on for a long time,
Okay.
for more than 2 years. And every day or every few days, and I would keep writing letters to God saying that, God, why are you doing this to me? I don't know what is happening. Show me the way. I don't even know what I have to do.
You didn't seek a therapist back then?
I was not a therapist back then.
No, you didn't.
No,
You didn't
no,
seek a therapist
no, no.
assistant.
No. That is one area of issue because I don't seek any help. I always try to resolve it myself, and it worked for me in a way because I learned all those techniques that I share about the somatic and everything.
Hmm.
I learned it on my own, and
Okay.
then when I'm sitting there, I write on the paper. I think it was afternoon time. I wrote down, and I would keep sitting in my meditative pose. Meditative is just experiencing one, and then I wrote down one sentence: if you can be with what is happening in your body for some time or for a long time, it shifts, it changes. And that was the beginning of my somatic work.
Oh, wow.
No study, nothing, no knowledge, nothing. Only thing I knew that if I can sit with something, it can change. And then over a period of time, I started learning variety of things. I started learning hypnotherapy. I became a trainer. Suddenly, my um, career started shooting up, and all those things happened. We were in better space. So a lot of things changed. And it is like I was doing more of all that. And then I learned this. Then I started understanding more of that being with the body. Though I was doing hypnotherapy, I was focusing on the somatic mode. And there was one workshop that happened where I went and attended, and I noticed that all that what I did in 6, 7 years of self practice, that person is teaching in his workshop, integral somatic program. I came and told my wife, I said, everything that I told you that this is what I thought it was my imagination. For so many years, I'm just imagining, I think I'm creative. Self criticism is like a inbuilt habit. Tha. So not believing on oneself. Yes, so tha. With all the anxiety, all that was a part of it. I started realizing later. And this went on. And then I realized that what I was discovering was a deep therapy, which I called core somatic integration.
Wow. So, I'm understanding that you've done so many different things, but core somatic integration is something which is a very, very powerful tool that you have sort of some were self-discovered and then learned from different masters as well. So please tell us what exactly is somatic. uh, First, in the first place, what is somatic healing? Because a lot of us don't even understand somatic. And then, how is core somatic integration different from the traditional somatic healing that people do?
Okay. Soma means the body. So anything to do with the body is somatic, right? And then the healing that you, so generally we took a look at the mind. When we talk about hypnotherapy, you go into the stories and you go into the memories and then you start healing and all that. So almost the premise remains the same, that you got to work on the emotions and the feelings and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But in that, we, hypnotherapy and all that, we try to change the memory. So there are different people practicing differently. Some people just do visualize and all that. So everyone is doing differently. But when we are doing it as hypnotherapy, we work on the emotions and the feelings. But here, instead of going into the mind and figuring out what's happening, I'm going directly into the body.
Okay.
Like right now, if you're feeling some grief, if I were to ask you, where do you feel the grief?
Okay.
Right? Where would you say that?
Mm. All right. I'm honestly not feeling grief right now. But
Grief, sadness, anger, upset, happiness, joy, anything.
all right. Let me look at overwhelm because that's
Uh,
what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. Where do you feel?
I think I'm feeling a little bit in my head, more on the right side,
Right.
and a little bit around my stomach, my upper stomach.
Right. And if you notice, for last 5 minutes, you have been very restless, which maybe you are aware of or you're not aware of. But you have too many things in your head going on. And now you're saying it's like the overwhelm is in my head. Are you getting me? Because I could see you being restless. So this is just an observation.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are you getting me? Because the body is talking. Are you getting me? When you're observing, the body talks. So we are not paying attention to the body. So somatic is the bodily experience of whatever has happened. It is held in the body. Like, for example, when we talk about hypnotherapy, we talk about the mind. When we talk about the mind, we talk about two parts of the mind, that is called conscious mind and the subconscious mind.
True.
The conscious mind is the one which think with, and subconscious is where the memories and the experiences are held. Are you getting me? But at the same time, when you think of a past experience or you suddenly get triggered, you feel it somewhere and you say, oh God, something is happening in my abdomen. Or you feel, I feel tight in my chest. Or you feel, oh, I can't breathe.
Hmm.
Or you feel that something is uncomfortable in my body. So the body is speaking. So in reality, what is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is the body itself.
Wow. This is a bulb on for me. Uh, Coming to that, my subconscious mind is throwing up another question. So you
Yeah,
said,
that's your conscious mind throwing up another question.
yes,
Subconscious doesn't throw up. Yeah,
yeah, my conscious
because
mind.
the thinking part is a conscious mind.
Right, right.
Hmm.
So now, what I'm trying to understand here is, I felt it the moment you said, feel where the overwhelm is sitting.
Hmm.
But is it as easy for any kind of individual to feel uh, the intensity in the body, or are there some people who can feel it more or less than the others?
That's a very, very good question. See, everyone feels it. You cannot be alive without feeling it because
Right.
we are all sentient beings. We are all sensitive beings. We are animals. We are living animals. Even plants can feel. Like
Right.
there's so much of research done. If there's someone who's upset and angry, the plants actually they can feel that energy and they are moving away. This is all research. And same thing with animals. You get into a room where where there's a lot of enjoyment happening and someone comes very gloomy and suddenly all the friends become gloomy, or one person enters and everyone is quiet and one person who's like joyful, entertaining, excited, and that person suddenly everyone is like, "Brrr." Are you getting it? So everyone feels it. There's no one on this planet who doesn't feel it. Yes, some people have learned to hold back, suppress it, and thus they cannot connect to it. And that is what happens with many people who are into too much of working, hard working. Are you getting me? workaholics, or they are trying to distract themselves, who are into substance abuse. It is just about not wanting to feel, because that feeling is very painful for them,
Hmm.
because it could be coming from past experience. We all do that, including we get into maybe healers also, meditators also. Many of them suffer after meditation. This is what I've seen, because the meditation is used to suppress,
Okay.
because they are saying, okay, focus on your breath, or just focus on one point and don't allow anything to come up. How is it possible? Are you getting it? So basically, many a times, so I have clients who come in with meditation also, and then I see them having struggles or sufferings or diseases. So many of them, I have told them, stop the meditation first, because you're not allowing anything to come up. Instead of getting better, you're getting worse. You think I'm calm. It's almost like a building बचाने के लिए, oh sorry, room बचाने के लिए building को खत्म कर रहे हो.
Okay. I think a lot of people, being into the Reiki space, what I can share here is a lot of people mistake meditation to be something where you block your thoughts. I
Hmm.
don't think that is the way it happens.
That's not the way.
We start with facilitating the release,
Yeah.
and the thoughtlessness should
Yes.
be an outcome of it, not
Right.
your goal.
Right.
Uh, so, you
Should
know,
be an outcome, but at the same time, the idea is not about focusing on the outcome. The idea is just pay attention to the body.
yes, and allow the release to happen.
Happen on, and
Allow
then
yourself to feel it, release it,
yes,
declutter slowly, slowly, and eventually you come to a point where it's gone.
right.
Uh, and secondly, that when I could so relate to it because as a Reiki master, I experienced this with a lot of my students. And the moment it comes, it's time to understand. And I always say, listen to your body, feel what
Yes,
you're feeling in your body.
right.
What I have observed is people when their left brain is extremely active, and the logic mind is, and you can make out from a student, when you're in
Yeah,
class, more than listening and understanding what is happening, there's 50 million questions. You're already thinking of the next question without even listening to the answer. And when
right,
I feel that people like that, where the brain is constantly churning, uh, they find it a little more relatively difficult to feel,
right.
at least I'm talking about energy. Uh, and
Basically, when we are talking about this, we are talking about worrying or overthinking. So, overthinking and worrying is a way of disconnecting from your body again, right? Because the mind, see, the mind will not allow you, it is got used to, the mind is used to a familiar thing. And what's familiar is to go through the struggle, go to the pain, go through the suffering. Now, whatever is familiar, the mind will hold on to it. It's not that it doesn't want to heal.
hmm,
That's why there are so many people who are into poverty, and if you try to get them out, they will resent or they will rebel.
true.
They can't. Are you getting me?
Yes.
And there are so many people who are unwell, and if someone is trying to support them, they say, you can't see that I'm so unwell. They're also saying in the same line that let me be the way I am. You are so unsupportive. You are so insensitive. No, that person is only trying to help you to get out.
Hmm.
तुम्हें मुझे मेरी तकलीफ नहीं समझ में आती है. Are you getting it? So the mind will keep you there. And that's why overthinking and worrying and depression and all those things are. So once you start understanding this, then you can actually help yourself much better.
Right.
These are like kind of like what we call as barriers from healing. Yeah.
Yes, that is so beautifully put too. Once you understand it, then you can feel it. Yes. So this understanding, it brings me to the next question. Uh, and you said that everything is in the body, and the
Yes.
body remembers the,
Everything.
whether it's your trauma or all the positive, negative. It is like
Yes. Right.
your inner compass.
Yes.
So I've heard you say often that your body holds what the mind is trying to forget
Yes.
constantly.
Yes.
So help us understand this. How uh, how does trauma actually get stored in the body? Like right now, you asked me about overwhelm, and I
Hmm.
could sense it. But how does this actually get stored in the body?
Right.
And why just talking about it and sharing or talking to your counselor is not always enough to truly release it fully? I mean, there is a partial release that does happen, but
Hmm.
it's not completely always enough to release it completely. So, please share some light.
Okay. So what you said, that quote is very, very important and very effective. That is the body holds what the mind tries to forget. So what happens when we are trauma? So what is first of all trauma? Trauma is not just anything and everything that happens. Like there are so a lot of people who say, "Oh, मुझे taxi नहीं मिला. I was so traumatized. I had to walk 1 kilometer. I was so traumatized." That's not trauma. So what is trauma? Trauma is basically when you are in deep crisis and you don't find a way out and you feel very hopeless and helpless. समझ रहे हो? जैसे कि आप कहीं अटक गए हो अंधेरे में या कुछ आप गिर गए हो गटर में और वहां से बाहर निकलने का मौका एंड यू थिंक दैट आई एम गोइंग टू डाई or your child is in danger. That is where traumatic or it could be, and depending upon the age also, like you may get less traumatized compared to a small child. For the small child, not finding the mother in that market and have the trauma, that can be a lifetime traumatic, that no one loves me. That can be the decision, next decision. So it depends upon the age also. So basically what happens is that if you want to understand, you have to understand the response of the mind or the nervous system or the reptilian brain, what we call as, yeah, to any kind of danger, threat. And there are three. One is called fight, flight, and freeze. Right? If you can fight and flight, then you're much okay because that's your survival mechanism. And even the freeze is a survival mechanism. What happens in that? You're unable to move. That is what I said. The crisis is too big that I can't do anything. Like you're someone very close to you has met with an accident, is in the hospital, and you don't know what's going to happen. Are you getting me? So scary. And then that stays for your lifetime many a times. You don't get over it. Or your best friend is dead, whatever. So that is the crisis moment. Now that experience is releasing all those hormones of fear, the chemicals of fear. But since you can't do anything about it, it stays inside your body as an experience. So trauma is not an event. It is that experience in your body. What you feel about certain things. What is the experience that is held? So trauma is not an event. It's a bodily experience. That's why in order to heal also, you have to go back where it stays. Is that clear? Now, what happens with the mind? The moment it's trauma, it tries to divert you. It tries to rationalize. लेकिन ऐसा तो सबके साथ होता है ना. किसके साथ abuse नहीं हुआ है? Like there are a lot of girls who come in and they say, I ate my mother. I say, what happened? They say, okay, when I was 20, when I was younger, 7, 8, I went through abuse. But I couldn't tell my mother. So when I was 25, 30, I spoke to, when I grew up, I told my mother, this is what the uncle did. She's saying, नहीं नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है वो अभी वो जाने दे अपने लोग के साथ क्या झगड़ा करेंगे because a mother can't do much about that just in case and these are real cases and the girl carries so much of anger and resentment towards the mother that you didn't stand up for me. You could have just said, I can understand that. Or let's talk to that uncle. चलो मैं आती हूँ या मेरे डैडी ने मेरा लाइफ ठीक होता था यार but I just felt I was all alone.
True.
Are you getting it? And these are real cases that has happened. Like quite a few girls come to me like this. So now what happens? But the mind is for the mother also and for the child also. The mind is rationalizing. छोड़ दो ना क्या कर सकते हैं वर्ल्ड ही ऐसा है सोसाइटी ऐसा है अभी वो बचपन में हुआ था ना but the body keeps the score in its own language.
Absolutely.
Okay. So and when you ask how, it is creating a physiological imprint on the body.
Okay.
Right? And that's why when you're getting into certain situations, like you get into a party, but you feel anxious, you feel something happening in your body, because that experience of memory gets triggered off. Now, it doesn't have to have happened in a party. It could just be that sound or that noise or the visuals that can trigger off that.
Absolutely.
That's why you cannot make sense of why it's happening. And people keep asking this question, why does it happen to me? Because there are millions of experience or things that have been happening when you were going through that crisis moment, and the subconscious holds on to everything, and any small thing can trigger up the whole experience again. That
Hmm.
is something that's why people keep asking, why is it happening? The question is not why. The question to ask is, what is happening?
True. To
What is happening in my
identify,
body? Huh?
to identify the trigger is the
You don't even have to, you just have to observe it.
right.
Yeah, it is. So it can be in the form, the physiological imprint can be the form of tension in the shoulders.
Hmm.
It can be in the form of the shallow breath or the constant feeling that something is not safe over here. You know that? Like women know it very well.
Yes,
सही नहीं है,
absolutely.
ये थोड़ा सही नहीं है, पता नहीं क्या है. Men also know it,
Yes.
but women, because of the kind of biology that they have, they are, and whatever they've gone through because of that. Okay, so now talking just about trauma can give you an insight. Again, that's what people do. They say, okay, we are going to heal our trauma, and then we talked and we talked and we talked, and you talk for years.
Yes, I
That doesn't
absolutely understand
heal
that.
because it doesn't bring about the release of the trauma
Hmm.
or the traumatic experience. Remember, traumatic experience. What creates an experience is the emotion that is stuck in that, and emotions are stored in the body. Is that clear? So that is very important. So thus, because the body is mind is understanding, doesn't mean the body will release it because the body still feels the experience. I'll
True.
just give you this case, yeah.
Hmm.
So what we are doing over here is that we are going connecting to the body again. That is what I call as being with it.
Okay. Hmm.
Being with it. So when we are doing this workshop for the first time, the students would keep coming, hey, being with it, being with it. They would almost keep telling me because anything I say, what do you do in this case? They say, be with it, be with it. So it became a kind of an anchor for them. So that is what I did when I was struggling. I
Hmm.
was just being with the body experience. And the body knows how to heal itself. What we got to learn is how to communicate to the body such that it heals itself.
Wow.
Isn't it powerful? It is powerful. So, somatic healing or somatic therapy is really about giving the body the permission to finish what it couldn't complete at that time.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So, what happens is that when you're having that traumatic experience, that experience that is there, that event that happened, it creates that shock kind of feeling inside you, right? And or the danger, the threat, and you got to run or fight, but you freeze. So all the experiences come up and they stay there. They are not released from the body. Now it needs a release. Like you see small children, when they don't get something, they scream, yell, and the next moment they're okay.
True.
And many people think they're manipulating. No, they're just like animals. They are releasing everything and they're perfectly okay. They're back to their work.
Yes.
But we are not able to, even after 10 years, we got it in our minds. Do you understand
We've
this?
not let it go. We've not
We don't even know how to let it go.
released it. Yes.
We don't know how to let it go. Yeah. So now it has to go back and go back to the same experience and heal it, not to the event. The experience is inside. And then you can see some kind of tremble happening. You see some kind of shaking happening. Sometimes you just cry out or you start breathing deeper and you suddenly feel, oh, I'm feeling much better. And so after that, you might say, I don't know what happened that day. After that, I don't get that fear. I don't get scared of authority. I don't get scared of going in the dark. Suddenly, everything is resolved.
And this is
That's
like
because,
you automatically found your own way by being with
yeah,
yourself.
because that loop got complete.
Hmm.
Generally, the loop doesn't get complete. So remember, if at all there's a circle, yeah, and in that circle I put a small dot of black, red circle in dot of black, where your attention will go.
To the black.
Black, and that is what it's the gap or the loop that is unbroken, that is broken. That is where our attention goes, and that is what the mind is doing. It is taking you back to that gap, saying, "Boss, complete this, complete this." That's why you have repetitive problems in your life. Are you getting me? Just to bring your attention. It's not trying to hurt you. It's not trying to punish you. It's just trying to bring your attention to that experience which is got incomplete. Like what we call generally in our terms, अरे मेरा closure नहीं हुआ है. Like you see, boyfriend, girlfriend, मेरा closure नहीं हुआ है. What is that closure? It's completing the loop. See, a lot of things are making sense. We speak that language. Okay, I'll give you one case. This is very, very beautiful and very, I wouldn't say beautiful, it was painful for her. So, when I'm talking about abuse, so this girl comes in, she's some 18 or 20,
Okay.
and she comes with, she's been sent by another doctor, and the doctor के साथ वो 2-3 साल दवाई लिया है और ठीक नहीं हो रही है. उसने बोला, go to Rajiv because I know.
Is what doctor? Is a psychiatrist or a normal?
No, no, not psychiatrist. She was with a homeopath, but she was also with a psychiatrist.
Okay.
She was also with a psychiatrist, but the homeopath sent her to me. Yeah, because many diseases that psychiatrists and all those people cannot treat, homeopathy treats very well.
Okay.
Yeah, and she comes to me, and एकदम ऐसे excited girl है, what a 20-year-old can be. Right? And when she enters my cabin and I send her mother out, she says, okay, I want to speak alone. And the mother is very worried. I can see that on her face. She goes out and I said, what happened? And I just had to ask her what happened. And the whole choking starts. And she starts crying. Tears are flowing, but she goes, So what happened? And then slowly and steadily, like any girl would do, it's not easy, especially to a person who's new. She says, I was abused sexually by a grandfather. And she couldn't say that to anyone. She was just 10, 11. Yeah. You can already feel that pain. It is painful when you sit there as a therapist. Sometimes it's so painful to hear, especially young girls, young boys also going through this. It's painful. Yeah. It brings out our own experiences and memories. It's not easy sometimes. And that's why I tell all my students to build up themselves through somatic experiencing, build up themselves so that you can manage it very well. Otherwise, you're only reacting from your own experience. So she came in and well, that every time she spoke, she would choke up her throat. Her throat would be tightening as if she's being strangled. And then I'd say, okay, what happened? What happened? And we went about. And then I said, okay. And we immediately started somatic therapy. I said, doesn't matter, observe what's happening to the thing. We don't need to do anything. And she started observing, yeah, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. You know, she said all that tightness, I cannot breathe, and it's so difficult, and I'm getting so anxious, my whole body is trembling. And there's a particular way we allow the whole procedure to complete. And trembling is one good way of release of trauma, which people see as weakness.
Okay.
It is not weakness. It's body's way of releasing the traumatic experience. जब भी कोई डर जाता है कांपता है तो हम लोग बोलते हैं क्या डरपोक है क्या कांपता है क्या है ओ बॉय
I think the body knows automatically what to do,
exactly
when to do to be able
exactly
to release
it's a
it.
subconscious, it knows everything. It has been it is nature. Are you getting me? It is nature which is expressing itself through our bodies, and nature knows exactly what to do. You try to hold water back, वो push कर करके तोड़ के निकल जाएगा उसको पता है. So once that thing got released, and guess what, she walks in next time 60% better what she was holding on for 5-6 years.
Wow.
We did 3 sessions. Someone who was not ready to go to college, someone who was not ready to do things, all the time scared, not meeting people. Third session, she took up another course.
Okay.
She said, I'm feeling so open nowadays that I can talk to people, not even her own family members, like relatives. बोलते नहीं होता था मैं अंदर ही बैठी अभी मैं बाहर आके बात कर रही हूँ खुल के बात कर रही हूँ. And she was bubbly. You have to see her. Bubbly like a 20-year-old, like that. It was amazing to watch her. Like, so, like, see, when you're at that age, you're excited, and there's so much of innocence also that's flowing out. Are you getting it? And you're so curious, like a 3-year-old wanting to explore the world. And that curiosity shows up as excitement in the body. And I could see that coming back.
Wow. Okay.
Guilt went down, the shame went down, the embarrassment went down. She said, I can openly talk now, and I'm getting more and more interested in my studies. So all the confidence came up, all those things just came up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
And this is
very
just one session, two sessions.
right. Right.
So there are a lot of changes happening with this. So this is how the body stores everything.
Mm.
The body stores everything. Are you getting me? It is not here. People say, oh, it's in my mind. It's not in the mind, it's the body. So
Ex-
we and the body is a subconscious mind. This once people start understanding it's a subconscious mind, they can really understand how the mind functions.
Mm.
I
That's
can give you one simple one if you want to hear this. This is the example I generally give. You're walking towards the station and there's a whole crowd coming in
true.
opposite you,
Hmm.
and some guy or girl comes in and you just move away from some people. You're saying, no, I don't feel right about this person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some touch is going to happen and you just move away. You don't want that person to touch. But other people, it's okay. Maybe new ones also, you hug and you just feel okay. But that person, and maybe for some time, for a long time, you don't want that person to touch. And
Yes.
it's
I
your
think we
own
sense
person
the energy too, even without touching. It's just that you can
you
sense
feel.
this is
That
the
is
frequency I'm not comfortable with.
that is the body feeling.
Right.
And it can be your own person or it can be your own spouse also. It can be your own dad. It can be your own mother. It can be your own sister. It can be anyone.
Hmm. That's beautiful. Uh, which brings me to my next question. As you said, a lot of people, one way to look at it is a lot of people use the word trauma very loosely, as you have
Yes.
said. Uh,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, as a therapist, I also feel that a lot of people are living with trauma without even knowing or realizing that it is
Yes.
trauma. They sort of rationalize it. They become so used to that pattern that they sort of start living with it without knowing it is traumatic, or that they could call it trauma. So how does a person know, if I'm feeling something? How do I know, or how can I recognize what my body is telling me, to know that there is something wrong before it turns into a complete breakdown or complete illness, or a situation which becomes so drastic that now I need to seek SOS help? How
Yeah.
can I understand I'm going through trauma?
So first of all, when we are talking about SOS health, that means you have abandoned your body or not paid attention to the body for a long time.
Hmm.
That's why it became SOS.
True.
Because the body is whispering long before it starts screaming.
Actually, people understand bodies whispering, but they don't know what to catch on as a signal of, oh, ye galat hai.
Yeah. At the same time, I would also like to mention over here, somewhere having sensation has been made wrong by the medical fraternity also.
Can you explain more on
Yes.
that?
Like kind of people have sensations. Like I had this girl I was working with,
Mm-hmm.
she's in Pakistan.
Okay.
Yeah. And she came to me with anxiety. It was a Zoom call. And she had all the symptoms.
Okay.
And she got better again in 2, 3 sessions. She was way better and everything was fine. She again couldn't work. She had a fracture and all those things. She couldn't work, and money is not there now. Struggle is there. You can't say, and all those things, that worry is there. She starts getting better. She starts losing weight also, because weight is also outcome of holding back a lot of emotions, like
Yes.
especially grief.
True.
Yeah, especially grief. So she was having this, and she wanted to, she was doing real estate business means, but it's not easy to earn through that, and she was working in Dubai, and when she got the fracture she came to Pakistan. So now she went back over there, and over there she started getting kind of a lot of sensations in her body, some trembling, some things, and I can feel my body like as if there's something running in my body and all those things. And I am also feeling dizzy, and I'm feeling as if I want to sleep all the time. She goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, okay, you could be having vitamin कम हो गया होगा, या तो do a MRI of the brain. And when she came to me, I said, boss, I don't think there is anything required because it's just anxiety, pure anxiety. And we did one session after that. Okay? So what people do is that they want to diagnose everything because you're not trained to be with what kind of symptoms are coming up. And sensation is how you feel everything. You take in everything around you then from the environment to your senses, and you feel it and you express everything to sensations. But people make it wrong.
This brings me to this thought. Do you think the medical fraternity, like this doctor asked her to get her test done, do you think they are not aware of these symptoms, or is it just
They are aware of symptoms, but they're going for a diagnosis. They want to put everything together under a label. We are not looking at a label, like we are looking at what is the experience that the person comes from. So we are looking at the human being as a human being, not just a disease or a symptom. Like you have your spouse and you say, my spouse is very a horrible person. No, your spouse is not a horrible person. Your spouse behaviors are not appropriate. So you can separate the behavior and the spouse. That is easier. But if you say horrible, so you can't label. If you start label and start judging, then you fall in this trap. And that is what is happening. They just go by the symptom and they name the symptom and they call the person by that symptom. You are a diabetic, you are a schizophrenic, you are a arthritic. The person is different from the disease. You can't label the person as the disease.
and this is a very unfortunate thing that is
Yeah. So now this girl, I work with her half an hour.
okay.
And she starts feeling all that. I allow her to experience, and then we connect to a memory, whatever we heal that. And most of the healing is not done because it's on Zoom. It's just by observing what's happening. That's the key. There's a particular way to observe all this. And it requires some kind of movement and all. Within half an hour, she says, I'm way calmer. And then messages me. I still have the message. She messages that I had my periods after that, and my periods are way better than what it used to be. And we have worked on anxiety. Her periods get better. And she says, I just worked with the anxiety, but I can feel a shift in my periods also. And this is just one session. Within 45 minutes to 1 hour, the whole thing is changed. Another doctor comes in. She's got other problems. We work with that. And she says, doctor, I never had my periods going beyond 2 days. It used to be terrible. And just 2 sessions, we have worked on my pain, my hurt, my grief. My periods have become 5 days. And this is coming from a doctor, an oncologist.
Wow.
Who understands everything. And she says, I have never seen something like this. I've never seen. So she refers clients to me for the ones, just anxiety and all that. So this is out. So the body is whispering long before it screams. Yeah. Most people, they are not even aware that they're carrying this trauma until it starts showing up as anxiety, exhaustion, or major illnesses. They don't even pay attention to that. So many a times you will see that the jaw is tight, the stomach is uneasy, like the way you said it, or you even if you sleep, you are not rested. There are so many of them. They don't feel bad. These are just the body's way of trying to get attention from you.
So what are the other ways, if you can list a few for the listeners, because I'm sure a lot of us don't know this,
So any kind of disturbance in the body, it could be from cold to cancer. It could be even a small feeling that I'm not okay, like IBS. That's a name, but what I would feel is that something is churning in my abdomen. If there's some event going to happen, something is happening in my abdomen. Are you getting me? Or I'm feeling tightness or cramps in my body. Migraines, throat infections, eye infections, buzzing in the ears, tightness in the back, or it can go if it continues, then it can lead to major disturbances like you have spinal diseases. But they're all coming from the same point. The source is remaining the same, right? Hips getting very tight, sexually not feeling comfortable. I had a lady come with dyspareunia. Dyspareunia is painful sex, painful coition. And she's in love with the husband. And she said everything was good, but now it's not happening. And she wants to have a child. She's saying, Rajiv, and we are working on it. She's saying, Rajiv, the real thing is that I cannot, because it's so painful now. I said, was it painful right? No, no, it was beautiful. It was always good. Lekin, there was some upset between them for some time when they came to me. वो 2-3 साल से upset चालू है. But after that, I don't enjoy it. And now I want to have a kid, लेकिन ये हो रहा है problem. Guess what? One session, and her dysphagia just vanished.
That
ऐसे
is,
बहुत सारे cases है. The ticks on the faces, like you see some people going like this. You seen that? So I
yes.
had this 11-year-old coming like this. We did one session and the whole thing reduced almost by 50-60%. One session. I'm talking about one session cases. Crohn's disease, which is supposed to be incurable.
Mhm.
One session on Zoom, US. The child is like, next week she comes in and the mother and the father says she's way better. And not only that, she started socializing, which she was not doing. She was not ready to go to school. 12-year-old. So
Wow.
these things are there, which is the body is talking to you, and you got to learn. So you take any disease that will come from this experience of some or the other trauma only.
True.
Only thing you can't pinpoint because it can happen when you are just 2 years old or 1 year old. You can never make. That's why people say, "Oh, हमें पता नहीं है." Maybe I'm making it up. You don't make it up. Even if it's there, remember one thing: the body never lies.
That's a beautiful statement. The body never lies.
Never lies. You stand in the most happiest state, but you're feeling unhappy here.
Hmm.
And people might ask you, "But इतना अच्छा तेरा birthday है, तेरे को क्या दुख हो रहा है?" The body is saying, "I'm not happy. Maybe I'm missing my mother."
Hmm.
The body speaks up. No, all you got to do is just pay attention, saying, "I'm coming back to you. Don't worry." Suddenly it will vanish. But we say, "नहीं, ये आना ही नहीं चाहिए." We put on a smile. It grows. That's why it speaks in whispers first. After that, it starts screaming, and then it becomes a disease. Got it?
Got it. So,
Beautiful.
we've all understood now that the body is constantly talking and telling you
Yeah.
is wrong when anything a little unusual is happening, and you're sensing that it's
Even when it's usually happening, because it's telling you all the time.
right, right.
It's talking all the time. It's communicating to you all the time.
Hmm.
But in good times, it's okay. It's only in the bad times that you got to really pay attention to. पैसे है तभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, पैसे नहीं है तभी बराबर से ध्यान दो कहाँ खर्चा हो रहा है.
And this brings me to this because you're saying that yes, it becomes a habit. A lot of people are used to being in the survival mode, so they know that there is a problem.
Hmm.
And as you said, अभी इतने सालों से आई बीन डीलिंग विद दिस प्रॉब्लम, अब तक तो कोई गड़बड़ नहीं हुई है. आई नो हाउ टू मैनेज इट, आई नो हाउ टू हैंडल इट, आई नो हाउ टू सर्वाइव थ्रू दिस. सो हमने देख लिया, हम कर लेंगे. यू नो, व्हाई डू आई नीड somatic work? So a lot of people, there must be a lot of people, because I experience in even in my practice, इतने सालों से तो मैम बैगेज है, हम डील ही कर रहे हैं, तो आज क्यों जरूरत है हीलिंग की? What do you think, you would have to say to such people and help them understand that somatic healing can help them to get out of that survival, coping, just about managing state, to actually moving towards thriving in whatever area of life they're going through? How do you explain to a person who's stuck in that zone where they feel हाँ मैंने कंट्रोल कर लिया, तो अब क्यों जरूरत है?
See, that's a very, very important question you asked, yeah, and it's important to understand. Remember, the body, when you feel unsafe,
Hmm.
you cannot thrive.
True.
You feel you are in a survival mode that time. Are you getting me? It's almost like you started off, you got married, suppose. पैसे नहीं है, your dad lost the money. पैसे नहीं है.
Hmm.
You are struggling, okay, for the money somehow, and then you come to a comfortable space. But after that, also, if you keep struggling, no, no, don't spend, don't do this, then you're stuck in the survival mode. You don't feel comfortable, you don't feel safe. Now, this very survival becomes a cage, like a survival cage. Now, what somatic therapy does is that it helps you learn the difference between then and now.
Okay.
It
Okay.
brings you in the present moment.
Hmm.
Think of it, na? Like if you have to feel a sensation in your body, you cannot feel the sensation in the past. You're feeling it right now.
Absolutely.
Like you see a sweet, आपके मुंह में पानी अभी आता है. When you think of that vada pav or that nimbu pani, and this
I'm already
experience
feeling
is,
that.
that's why I said it. The experience is in the present,
True.
right now. Make sense? The experience is in the present. And once that, and then once you start paying attention to it, and once the body knows that I am safe now, there's nothing wrong. That's what we do. Like we release that experience from that child whose grandfather का वो experience पूरा clear किया. Now she comes back in the present.